They had the water cannons on us I was out there for about 3 hours, and the water didn't smell like water, so there's some concern about that. They were hitting us with flashbangs, like shooting them at us. None of us really cared about flashbangs by now anyway, though, so no one even flinched, but they were shooting tear gas canisters, and we tried to throw some of them back, but at one point I got caught with 3 of them. But I put my goggles on a little too late, so my eyes started burning even more. It was all in there. And I just started coughing, and I had to get out. And I went out, I got my eyes washed out twice, actually. My whole face was burning, though. I was right behind one of the trucks, and when I would be looking, I saw the guy look at me with the water cannon. He put the water cannon down and took his gun out and lined it up right to my face and tried to shoot, and I ducked, and he just missed me. Someone else next to me got shot in the face and couldn't see it first. It was like right about here, and as he was being carried out, he got shot right in the face with the water cannon.
DreamWeavers, StarTrax.
Whoa.
Okay, and
Whoa.
Would you enunciate her name?
Jerica. Her name's Jerica.
Jerica.
Jerica. And when Fawn said she was going up to Standing Rock, Ren said, would you ask Fawn if she would get some video of some of the people there and talk to them about what was going on? So that's what that's about.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I happened to meet her by the horse corral. She was feeding her horse, and she was talking to some people about what happened the night before with the water cannons and such. And I was listening to her, and I was just like, wow, her story just sad, but I wanted to hear the rest of it. And I asked if she would sit down with me, and I had some soup for her, and so we'd sit and chat. She's like, yeah, for sure. And so she was telling me about it, and asked if it was okay to record her. I didn't have to get her face, and she's like, no, it's okay. I want to talk about it and tell people what happened. And she did. She went on to talk about her experience, what happened, and her hands were still recovering. The tips of her fingers were purple reddish from being
and we'll
frostbitten.
see that in the next video where I actually froze the frame so you could see it. It's just, I have to say something. There's an unusual positiveness. Being a person who teaches acting and stuff and does workshops around the country at times, or been traveling around the country, I should say, not workshops yet. But when I'm doing that, what amazed me about her is you're talking to her, and I see her visualizing, and she's telling the story. And then in the middle of all of that horror, there's this little joyful, smiling person. I'm going, say what? The fearlessness of her standing up there, and yet it didn't darken her heart, which amazed me to know. And because I'm used to listening to a lot of young teens and stuff, and I mean, the wrong time of day is enough to darken their heart, it seems. I'm listening to that kid, so
It's
wow.
the same with all of the water protectors, really. At first I would say my people are resilient, but the people are resilient. What they're going through, even when the men were getting hit with the beanbags, and I was speaking with them, and they're showing me their wounds, they still were joking about it a little bit. They were throwing it around like, thanks for the hacky sack, and just tossing it back and forth, just trying to keep that humor, trying to keep it light, trying to, stay positive, because they're out there in prayer. They're not out there to battle. They're out there in the front lines, and they're praying. They're praying for the water. They're praying for water protection. They're praying that everybody around them is safe. They're not out there with the guns and the.
That's what amazed me. What I saw is something incredibly rare. Under all of those circumstances, a kindness and a compassion keeps coming through.
Yes.
I grew up in a pretty tight military world, and when guys were in trouble and dangerous things happened, there wasn't much innocence and gentleness left in them. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what amazed me most and shocked me most.
Well,
what a gentle people to have to stand up for our water rights.
Right. Well, and they're coming from a place
for some corporation that just simply wants to destroy more of
and they're not
the planet.
They're not coming from a profit or it's mine point of view. They're coming from a spiritual point of view.
Yes.
And that's the other thing, the natural spirit. So we're going to watch here now. Let's take a look at the second part of it, and let's take a look at her hands. Watch closely.
I could see through my Tupperware shield. I saw the guy aim up for my face again, and he shot because I noticed it a little too late, but he just missed me, and there's 2 holes in my shield, right here and here. I kept going back up there. I was there for about 3 hours. I had 2 layers of gloves on, and they were completely frozen, just rock hard, like blocks of ice. And the hand warmers weren't working. And all that red purple, that's all frostbite. So that big winter camp raid too, and I couldn't help them then. And I wanted to help my friends this time, and we saw some real ugly stuff out there.
DreamWeavers, StarTrax.
Wow.
All right. I have to say something on behalf of being born on a military base, being as much of a guy as any guy out there with testosterone doing crazy stuff way beyond normal. That is one of the most cowardly acts I have ever seen. Really?
Stop it.
Really? That you guys feel good about that? I have known soldiers my whole life, and I knew a lot of Special Forces guys that go behind lines up to 6 months on their own, 2 or 3 of them. And to take a bunch of overweight, entitled, arrogant people who believe they're superior, and you think it's fun, like a game, to soak people with water at 20 degrees, and you believe it's okay to shoot people in faces with these rubber bullets and stuff so that you can prove your maleism, you are the most cowardly things I've ever seen. And you know what? You're not real men. Real men, I don't know a real man that I ever grew up around that would ever dream that was okay. The real soldiers I saw showed up as the vets on that day. Mm-hmm. Those are the kind of men I grew up around, and those are the ones I will stand for at all times.
And they were going to stand, am I correct, between the water protectors and the people?
Yes, there's over 2,000 veterans that showed up to act as a human shield for the water protectors against the Morton County Sheriff's Department.
Notice how quickly their tune changed, because the idea of a National Guard standing up with weapons against vets, probably not a good visual.
No.
So Fawn, who medically is up there taking care of the water protectors?
I know the Standing Rock Sioux tribe has been taking care of things out there, but there's also volunteers. There's so many different medical people from across the nation. I met one lady from Seattle who came out, and she was, I'm sorry, but the name of the program escapes me.
Gotcha.
But she was out there for a week, and she was going to attend for a few more days, and then she's going back, and then another team was coming out. And she was an herbologist, but she was a doctor, and she wanted to help the people. So there's different people coming out in teams as much as they can, because people do have to work back home.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So they take that time to go, and then they just keep taking turns. But there's so many people who are volunteering their time, truly.
And who's feeding them? Where are they?
That's
a lot of food. 10,000 people?
Wow.
There's a lot of donations that come in to the Ochethi Sakawan camp. And, excuse me, my Lakota is horrible. I know I'm not saying that properly.
Mine, any of that is horrible.
But yeah, there's a lot of donations that come in. There's always food supplies coming in. They could use more.
There. And pay attention to the bottom of your screen. We're going to see the email for Fawn. Any questions, any thoughts, where do I donate? Please email, and we'll track on that.
And if you want to call or text the 702-324-6065, we will forward it to Fawn, and she will let you know what to do. If you want to do a fundraiser here in Las Vegas or across the country.
Right, well, we're doing a fundraiser Saturday, and I'm going to be dancing with other Native dancers, myself, and there's Lakota dancers, Navajo, but we're joining some Aztec dancers as well.
That's right, I forgot about that.
Yes, and it's the Fifth Sun Project that's taking the lead on this event, but we're doing it at our Paiute Tribal Community Center, which is the Paiute Multipurpose at 1316 Sackett Street, from 5 p.m. till 10 p.m.
Okay.
And we will be there.
I will bring a camera and try to get some footage, because that's interesting.
And what else is going to be?
And there's going to be some local punk rock bands and some DJs too.
Hey, just saying.
A little something for everybody. If family-friendly event.
Come play.
We'll be selling fry bread. So if you guys haven't tried fry bread yet, you're gonna love that.
It's off the hook.
It's so
It's
good.
addictive, trust me.
But before that event is Vegination. A local business is using their 20% of their funds that they make from that day to go towards Standing Rock, towards the Legal Defense
Exquisite.
Fund.
Come down and help. We'll
Come
be
play.
there.
Yeah, I mean, numbers make a difference. All right.
Thank you.
So next up, your questions. We'll be right back.
See ya.